Just in case you didn't get it from the title, this is going to be a talk through. So if you don't like long videos, there's the X button. Anyway, so I'm going to try to recreate exactly what I did for my bridal shower because it was a pretty awesome look, if I do say so myself. So let's get started. So first, of course, I started with a primer because when you want your makeup to last all day, you need a primer. The primer I used was the Becca Backlight Primer. I love this stuff because it gives you a really nice glow under your foundation. And you don't even have to use this under foundation. You can just put it on by itself and it'll just illuminate you without giving you a white cast. This is sometimes a problem for people that have darker skin tones. I know when I tan, I sometimes have this problem, but this stuff doesn't leave a white cast. So that's why I love it so much. So I just put a few pumps like this. And since I am wearing a foundation, I'm going to mix my foundation in with those pumps. And depending on how much of a glow you want, you can add more, but I didn't want to look like a disco ball, so yeah. Anyway, so the foundation I used was the Born This Way foundation from Too Faced. And this stuff is pretty amazing. There is no dupe for this. This is undupable. It's the most amazing foundation I have ever used, and I have used a lot of foundations. And it's considered high-end, but it's really not. There are a lot of foundations that are way more expensive than this one, but don't perform as well. So definitely, if you haven't tried out the Born This Way, go get yourself a sample. It's amazing. And I'm in the color light beige. So I just put 2 pumps of that on my hand and mix it in with my primer. This is a medium to full coverage foundation, so you should only need 1 layer. Let's see. I'm blending this in with a damp beauty sponge. And I like to put foundation on my lips, so when I put my lipstick on, the lipstick is true to color and won't be a different color because my lips already have a color to them, so I try to mute out my lip color with the foundation. Next, I'm going to use my highlighter, and I used this in my last video because it's my favorite highlighter. It's the Maybelline Master Conceal in the shade Fair, and it's very full coverage, so you don't need a lot. And then I'm just going to blend that in with a different damp sponge. Next, I'm going to contour my nose, and to do that, I'm going to be using my Lancome Duo Stick. It's got a highlighter on one side and contour on the other. So this is the highlight side. And this highlight is actually not that bright, and it doesn't really show up really well on my skin tone, but it does add a nice glow. And this is the contour side. As you can see, I've been using it a lot. This contour shade is perfect for my skin tone. It's not too cool and it's not too warm. So it doesn't make you look orange, but it also doesn't make you look gray. So I'm going to do that. And I don't really have a routine on how to contour my nose yet. I'm going to get that out to you as soon as I find a way that works 100% of the time, every time. I'm going to set my face. And I'm going to set it with a drugstore brand. I mentioned this in another video. This is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, and I'm in love with this. Like I said in my other video, this shade will not work for everyone, and unfortunately, this is the only shade they have. But if you're fair skinned, this works great as a bronzer. If you're like light to medium like I am, possibly even tan, this would be great as a face powder. And then if you're darker than that, this is kind of useless. So just put it out there. If you are curious about this product, know that it only works for certain skin tones. Physicians Formula, come out with the same formula for different skin tones. There's more than just fair and tan in the world. Thank you. The face is set, so now I'm going to do my eyes, and then I'm going to do my powder, blush, and highlight. So for my eyes, I use the Sweet Peach palette from Too Faced. Depending on what kind of look you're going for, if you're going for this exact look, there are plenty of dupes to the colors in this palette. So have no fear, you don't have to own this palette in order to get this look. So just know that you can go to your drugstore and find some of the colors that I'm going to be using. These are what the colors look like. And like I said, they're not even super duper special, so don't worry about getting this palette. Just go find some drugstore dupes, because they do exist. So first I'm going to prime my eyes with my Urban Decay Primer Potion. And this is the original shade. And I'm just going to put that on the back of my hand and apply it with my finger. This is going to make sure that our eyeshadow stays on. It's going to give it a little bit more vibrancy, and it's going to prevent it from creasing. You can use a concealer to do this as well, just to let you know, so don't go out and buy a special eyebrow or eyeshadow primer just for this. To set my eyeshadow primer, I'm going in with White Peach right here. And I'm just going to use a BH Cosmetics brush. I don't even know what kind of brush this is. And pat it all on my eyelid to set that primer. Next, I'm going to go in with a transitional color, and that's going to be this color right here, which is Puree. And I'm going to lightly dust that around my crease and a little bit above, and use it as a transition shade. It looks a little dark, but if you apply it lightly, it actually is not that bad. So just take your fluffy brush and lightly apply it to your crease and upper crease. So we're just applying that Puree color. And then toward the edges, on my outer corner of my eye, I'm just doing circular motions to buff it out. And to buff around the outer perimeter of this color, I'm just going to use an even bigger fluffy brush. This is also from BH Cosmetics, and just do circular motions around the perimeter of that color. There is no product on this brush. This is just going to soften it a little bit and make sure there's no harsh lines, so you won't be able to tell where it starts and where it stops. Just like that, just a subtle hint of color. For my lid color, I'm going in with this shade called Georgia. It's a really pastel pink. So put a little bit of that on my brush, tap the excess off, and just pat it to my lid, bringing it up to where we applied that Puree color. For my inner corner, I'm going to be using the color Nectar right here. And I'm not really going to be using it exactly in my inner corner per se. I'm going to be still putting it on my eyelid, just toward the inner part of my eyelid. So I'm just going to take a small blending brush and buff that into the innermost part of my eyelid. For the center of my lid, I'm going to be adding this color right here, which is Candied Peach. This is one of my favorite colors. It's like a orangey coral, and it's got pink sparkles in it. And it's very pigmented. You see that? Very pigmented. So we're just going to tap that lightly on the center of our eye. And then we're going to blend it out. So as you can see that it's there, but it's, once again, it's not obnoxiously bright. So we're just going to do the same to the other eye. I want a little bit more depth in my outer crease, so I'm going to go in with this color called Charmed, I'm sure. That's this right here. And I'm just going to lightly go on my outer crease right here. Just a little bit. This is a cool tone brown. I'm barely touching my brush to my face, and that's how pigmented it is. So of course go in with a blending brush. And then we're just going to take that original color White Peach and buff along the sides of our entire eyelid. All this area right here. Basically form C's around our eyeshadow to make sure that the color didn't come out too far and just to blend it out a little bit better. You don't need a lot of product for this because you're not trying to cover anything, you're just trying to soften it, if that makes sense. I like to bring that color up into my eyebrow highlight area too. So for my bronzer and contour, which I'm not really contouring, I'm just warming up my face a little bit. I'm going to be going in with my Too Faced Chocolate Soleil Bronzer. And this is just a little sample, but I love this stuff and it smells amazing. Like, it smells just like cocoa powder. It's amazing. I'm just going to go in with an angled contour brush to buff or to bronze my face. So when I bronze, I go right below the highest point of my cheekbone. So the highest point of my cheekbone's right here. So I go right below it, and the brush kind of fits perfectly in there. So I just go like that. And if I'm contouring, I would put a cooler tone brown right here underneath my bronze, but I'm not. And as you can see, you can already see my cheekbones, but when I contour, I like to put it right there so it brings out that line even more. I also take my bronzer along the perimeter of my forehead because I kind of got a big forehead. Just a little bit. If you don't have a big forehead, don't do this step because it's going to make your face look a lot smaller than it is. And then I'm going to go underneath my neck and try to camouflage some of this double chin action I have. I'll leave a card up in the video asking if you want to see a dedicated highlight and contour routine, because I have one. For this look, I don't really want to do it. I wasn't going for a chiseled look. I was going for like fresh-faced and just naturally pretty look. So, but if you want to see that, just click that card up there and I can make it happen for you. And I also use this Chocolate Soleil to powder contour my nose. So all I'm going to do is go over the lines that I already created. Very lightly, because we ain't trying to look like we got dirt on our nose. So I just have some on my brush, tap the excess, and work. And the translucent powder I use is the Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder mixed with the e.l.f. HD powder. Okay, so for our blush, I'm going in with the Too Faced Sweethearts Perfect Flush Brush. I know this feels like it's a Too Faced sponsored video. I promise it's not. I just love their products. And these two are a set, the peach palette and this one, and I'll show you why. It's because of that. So you've got, first it's a blush, right? But then you can use these three colors separately depending on your skin tone. And I just swirl mine together and put it on my cheeks, but this could be used as a highlighter. I mean, they all could be used as a highlighter, but look at that. Can you see that? Look at that. And then the middle one. Yeah. And then the last one. So really you get 4 products in one. You get each individual color and then you swirl them together. This one doesn't smell like peaches, unfortunately, but maybe they should have done that. I think that would have made it perfect. So I'm just going to take a little angled blush brush, swirl that around. These are super pigmented. You see that? So tap that off. And I showed you this in my DIY face makeup video, how I start my blush, and I do that because I want my face to look lifted. So I start right here, and I just tap it up onto my hairline. I love their blushes. I love their products. Too Faced is amazing. I can't wait for their fall collection. Follow Jared Blandino on Instagram. He's the co-founder of Too Faced, him and his husband. The man's a genius. I'm just gonna put it out there. I don't think anyone has actually said it, but he's a genius. Now it's time for highlighter, which is my favorite part. So I bought that Pat McGrath set, which comes with the dual-sided highlighting stick and the powder highlight. We're going to use the powder highlight today. And yes, God, it's not the best highlighter in the world, but it's still pretty amazing. So I'm just going to take this tapered brush and go in. Now be prepared. This might blind you, so you might want to turn away. Ooh, y'alls. So I'm applying this right above my blush. Do you see that? Do you see that? Okay, with highlighter, without highlighter, with highlighter, without highlighter. Please tell me you see a difference. So I'm just going to use my finger and lightly go along the bridge of my nose and then just put just a little bit on my tip. And you don't need a lot of this to make an impact, so be gentle. So I'm suffering from allergies today, but for my bridal shower, I was wearing false lashes, and I can show them to you. These are the Adele lashes in Plum. They're demi-wispies, but as you can see, the lashes are both black and purple. These are made for, as you can see, it's made for brown, hazel, and green eyes. They're supposed to bring out your eye color, like without being obnoxious, you know, like, oh, she's wearing purple mascara. It just brings out your eye color naturally. That I think I've said in a previous video that purples are a complementary color to brown eyes, so that's why I picked these up. But I'm not going to be wearing them today because my eyes are a little sensitive because of my allergy, so we're just going to stick with regular mascara. But before we do that, we're going to finish our under eyes because we're just not going to leave them bare. So I'm just going to go back in with my Sweet Peach palette, and I'm going to grab a small blending brush and mix a little bit of that Georgia color with the Puree color. So first I'm going to go in with Georgia, and then I'm going to hop over to Puree, just a little bit. Tap it off and blend underneath your eye. So for my bridal shower, I used the L'Oreal Silkissime eyeliner, and this is in the color Plum, I believe, or Pure Violet, sorry. It's in the color Pure Violet, or Pure Purple, whatever you want to say. I'm not going to use it today because my eyes are watering and it's just going to come off. So just know I use this. It adds, once again, another pop of color to an otherwise very neutral look. And if you have brown eyes, it will definitely help your eyes pop. A different color you can use is a cream color for your waterline. This is Maybelline Lasting Drama. And this is just a flesh-toned eyeliner that you can use in your waterline as well. That's just going to make your eyes bright. So the lip color I wore to my bridal shower was from Anastasia Beverly Hills in the color Madison. And this is what the tube looks like. I just got into Anastasia Beverly Hills and I'm so happy I did because their lipsticks are their liquid lipsticks. I don't know anything about anything else from them, but their liquid lipsticks are amazing. And this is the finished look. My eye is watering a little bit. Stupid allergies. If you have allergies, I suggest you wear waterproof makeup. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a big thumbs up and press the subscribe button down in the description box so you don't miss any more content from me. And if you like these kind of videos, please let me know. I enjoy doing voiceovers a little bit more because the videos tend to be shorter. However, I do know some people like talk-throughs, and then I can be a lot more detailed when I do talk-throughs. So just let me know which ones you guys want to see more of. I'll leave a little voting card up there so you can give me your answer. And I hope to see you in my next video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.